I got to. What's up, Luke?
Let's get it.
Let's get it. Oh, let's hit the volume on this. Can you hear me okay? Doing a volume
Yeah,
check
it's all
on
right.
this? Yeah? Let me see. So you're just quiet on my end. I think it's probably just my computer, Mike. Um, I love technology. Just the things that we have. I think we said on our last time we did this is that it's great being Gen Xer because we've been on both sides of we didn't have it and we have it. And we got to see the whole
Right.
transition along with it.
Amen, man. I remind myself probably more often than I should how grateful I am to have foots in a foot in both sides of the world. Like growing up analog and
Yeah.
then coming to age in a digital world. Like it's yeah, man. I think it's a
I
superpower for sure.
I distinctly remember when the camera came out into the phone and I thought it was so cool. I was taking pictures of like everything and sending it to my wife, taking pictures of the gas station, taking I
Right.
was just doing everything. And then we were we went to eat to this uh taco place in I guess it's Old Town Santa Ana. Um, oh gosh, I can't remember what they have a place in Huntington Beach too. It's new, so you wouldn't know it anyways. Really good tacos. But as we're walking down the street, we pass a payphone. Now it's not operable. There's no handheld, and it was like painted white, vandalized. But we stopped and we looked at it, and showed the kids. I'm like, that's
Holy
how we used to
shit.
have to make phone calls. So my
Oh
my
man.
son's like, how's it work? I'm like, well, it has a handset that's not there.
How funny, dude. It's interesting to see like you don't see many of them anymore these days.
No,
Uh
no, you really don't.
yeah, it's a surprise. You're like, "Oh shit, look at that." It's a payphone.
So I was just I'm leading what we're calling a phase two to the AI curriculum on my day job, and it came as a surprise. I led the phase one, which was foundational. It just taught people how to properly. It taught them prompt engineering,
Okay.
and really it just made it so. In our target audience is real estate agents. It taught real estate agents how to prompt to whereas it's a clear instruction to an LLM. And the big thing is it got LLMs to ask one question at a time to interview the user to to really fill in any gaps that was needed. So that was phase one. And the broader instructional design team has been working on it for the past 6 months on phase two. And I was on this meeting like not even a little bit more than a week ago. And they're like, hey, Brett, what's going on with this? I'm like, that's a really great question. Why ask me? I don't know what's going on with it. I'm not involved. I brought it
On phase
to
one.
I brought it to market in September. Haven't been attached to it since then. So, anyways, I got attached to it, and it was, oh,
Yep.
by the way, we need to have it ready in a week. I'm like, 6 months. I get 1 week. Okay. But we did a lot of the great thing is we didn't have to start from scratch because there was a lot of research and a lot of surveying done well before then. And overwhelmingly, it came out with what agents want next. And it's really going from foundations to application.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is the number one thing that they came out. Now it was a broad category, like content creation was 27% of all survey results, and we had like nearly 700 survey results of people who took the foundational course. And but 27%, and inside that category, you know what it was? Blogging and
Logging.
SEO.
Okay.
And then it went blogging SEO, listing descriptions. That was one of them. And one of my colleagues said, "We're not doing that." It's like that's so simple and such. I'm like, have you ever drafted a listing description? Like, it may sound simple, it's not. It's like 2 hours of time sucking because you're constantly reviewing, rewriting, trying to tell a story, trying to position it like you're, Ernest
Yeah.
Hemingway. And 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 got a lot of other feedback from others saying, no, I think we should do this. I'm like, well, guys, my vote is that we spent all this time surveying real estate agents who took a foundation course. My vote and my recommendation is, let's follow the data and let's just give people what they ask for,
Yeah.
instead of, hey, the data's wrong, this is what they want.
Right.
And I got like,
Push back on that.
no, I didn't get pushback. Um, my thing is, if you're gonna volunteer or voluntold someone that they're going to be leading the project, then I get to lead the project, and I'm going to go off of data. And if
That's it. That's
30,
insanely awesome data too. Like
it
that's a
is, it is.
fucking massive sample size,
I'll share it
right?
with you.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna create now. Here's the thing: we're gonna come up with 2 30-minute sessions over
Yeah.
the course of next 3 months. These are things that we could just bang out in like now. But when you
Yeah.
take it into a grand corporate environment, it's a little bit longer than that. But I'll share it with you. It's great content. In fact, we could probably just take one topic, put it
Jam
into one
session
of
on it.
jam session on it each week, and just bang them out.
Shit, man, we could do a live build. Oh, you want to make a blog? Here's a blog. Here's your process. Like,
The interesting thing is that the website platform that is provided to the real estate agents, it's built from it's called Moxie. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it.
I've heard of it.
Moxie, they're recreating it, they're revising it, or they're updating it, but it has independent modules. So you have the CRM as one module, you have the website as one module, you have these different modules that block together. So they're working on making a revision of one to integrate it, but right now they're doing. But what's interesting is the website module, it's WordPress. They don't even try and hide it. It's WordPress.
Right.
It's a WordPress with limitations because it doesn't allow you the full download of the various modules, or what do they call it in WordPress, that you can purchase. I can't remember. I haven't used WordPress for so long.
Right. Gosh, what is that? I know what you mean. But yeah,
It'll come to us. But
I've never.
here's the funny thing. You're gonna get a kick out of this. The number one things agents want to do is learn how to blog so that they can optimize for search. Makes sense. We don't have a course that teaches them how to set up their blog on WordPress that's built into Moxie, that all the agents are that have
Right.
access to.
Let's be real. They want that, but none of them will do it ever. Maybe 1%,
I think
2%,
they'll. I think a lot of
3%
them.
at
You're
best.
right. You're absolutely right. The majority of people, and this isn't just exclusive to real estate agents, they have a hard time getting into action.
I've I've been taking sales calls from real estate and mortgage people for darn near a decade now,
Yeah,
and
has it been that? Wow, it has.
yeah, and I could probably count on one hand the number of agents or lenders that have like a robust blog, SEO, system, platform, process.
And so I have a theory on this. It's actually a hypothesis because you have a lot of data. I have a lot of data.
Yeah.
So here's my thing: is everybody will do easy. If it's 1 or 2 steps, no problem. People will just do that all day long. When it
Yeah.
gets a little bit harder, when it requires commitment, when it requires um, what is that? What's that saying? Boredom,
Perseverance.
perseverance.
Boredom.
90%
Yeah.
drop off, which
Yeah.
leads that extra 10%.
Yep.
Let's
Yeah.
5%.
For sure.
A great opportunity. And when you have 1.5 million real estate agents, I think that's the number still. When you have 1.5 million real estate agents, like for you as a coach, consultant, SaaS provider, like you don't need you only need what 0.1% of 1%
Yeah.
to make a really good living,
Right.
and that 1% of 1% they're doing. So I'm also working with this company and their managers, trying to get them into the whole process of authority and influence and getting to know, like, and trust somebody before they go into like the lead funnel.
Hmm.
Same thing applies to companies. Same thing applies to you and me. I mean, that's why we
Yeah.
do these what we're doing, and it just comes down to coaching. Well, it comes down to consulting. Like
Yeah.
I don't really ask a whole lot of questions to somebody else's questions. If someone asks me a question, I just answer it. Like I don't go philosophical Buddha on somebody and they say, well, how do I do this? And I go, well, how do you think we should do it? I don't
That's a great question.
I don't do that. I think that people hire you and they work with people like us because they don't want to go through the 10, 15, 20 years of try something, fail, try again.
Yeah.
They don't have, they're not like Thomas Edison building the light, Jefferson creating the
Right.
light bulb. Um,
Yeah.
wants to find the 999 times that don't work. They want to go to you or me and say, okay, well, this is what I want to do. I don't want to go through the failures. I just want to have a proven path
Yep.
and flatten that learning curve.
Yeah.
That's why I say I'm not a.
People, pay to collapse that time for sure. Um, the I think I was when you're talking about like the people hitting the wall and like dropping off. I was trying to think of the name of it, um, the curve where it's like
The bell
peak
curve.
optimism, the not the bell curve. It's like God, man, what am I thinking? It's like optimism, the valley of despair, and then coming out of the valley of despair. There you go. Look at your jam on.
Y'all, you know what I'm doing. Let me just go ahead and share my screen now. Let's see what it came up with. The curve often refers to the emotional cycle of change. Oh, uninformed optimism, informed pessimism,
Yep,
valley of
there you go.
despair, informed optimism. Luke, I can honestly say I've never heard this.
Really?
Never. So, um, appreciate it, kind of not, because now you just put me down a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Because you know my personality, and I'm going to
Yeah.
go deep into this. And the great thing is, it's Nur Hormozy. Oh, I got his 3 books, dude.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, I got his 3 books. Got them somewhere. I know I put
This
them. Oh, there they are.
this is not a Hermosi thing, but he obviously is. They're pulling in a reference from him. Like this is just basic psychology. Look at you, dude.
Oh, look at that. So I like Hormozy. Um, I like his style.
Yeah.
I don't think that you, me, him, or anyone else has really created anything. Um, there's nothing that I say, there's nothing that you say that we haven't heard before. What
Right.
we did is that we bring it in our brain, we process it, and punch it out in our own way.
Yeah.
And I think that's the truth with Hormozy. But I'm gonna
Yeah.
dive into this.
Yeah. Being able to articulate something in a, a consumable fashion, taking complex ideas and boiling them down so they're digestible. They're spot on. That that's a good curve though. Like you could reference that when anytime like you're rolling anything, rolling out stuff, because it's like just like you said, like with the blog, people are like, ah, I'm gung ho, I'm going to do this, and then they're like, oh shoot, this is actually going to require some work. Um,
No, I like this. I'm gonna throw this into. I've got to recreate my magnetic agent talk track keynote.
hmm
I'm going on the road, sponsored by the company I work with, and I'm gonna put this in there. I like it. I like it. So with that, I just finished a book by Napoleon Hill called "Outwitting the Devil." Did I share that with you that I was reading that?
you mentioned that. I really like the sound of it. I have did not pull the trigger because I got a it's in my I added it to my my wish list, um cart, whatever you want to call it.
So I finished
So
it. Started off slow because he's just doing kind of a baseline. It's a baseline based from kind of his earlier books. What he's known for is thinking. No, it's not
yeah,
Think and Grow Rich. He's known for, yeah,
okay.
it's Think and Grow Rich. It's kind of the baseline on that, but then it goes into this, and the audio version has two different voices where he's interviewing the devil, and the
Mm,
devil's responding to these questions. And
I like that.
interestingly, if I didn't know that it was, mind you, in 1938, that was around World War II, Great
Yeah,
Depression, a lot of things going on. If you take the date out of it, so you just don't know, it could have been written last week.
yeah,
The things that he said are so relevant to today, which leads me to believe that that guy was ahead of his. I always thought he was ahead of his time, but when you listen to
yeah.
this, he talks about the school system, he talks about the food pyramid, he talks about all of the stuff that now we're still dealing with those problems now, back in 1938.
That's wild.
And
Almost
it's a
100
really good,
years ago.
it's and they have this really, the voiceover that they did for the devil is this really kind of, I don't know, evil sounding voice. So it's pretty cool.
It's interesting. I'm just thinking out loud. If I was to do that, I probably would have made the devil like a very like attractive female. You know, you get
Oh, oh.
because you don't know where it's going to show up at, and it's designed to get you.
Well, and and I'll probably go back through and kind of listen to the interview part. I won't listen to the front part of it because that's kind of things that we've just adopted. But it's more along the lines of, it talks about gluttony, it talks about food, it talks about even smoking. He was very much against smoking back in 1938, and they didn't have all the science that we do now. Speaking of smoking, man, I just don't understand people that smoke. Like, you still see it. I just don't understand it. I can't fathom around my mind that you're going to get lung cancer. You're putting all kinds of nasty stuff into you, and yet you're doing it willingly.
The I mean, we all tend to do a lot of stuff that is not good for us, but there's there's a few things that are pretty glaring there.
Yeah.
the I don't know if the jury's out on smoking though, totally, because like you see, like is it like Vietnam or a lot of those like Asian countries, like all those fucking people smoke. They're
You
just
know,
smoking clean tobacco, and they freaking
it's
live.
they're
They live.
smoking leaves.
Yeah, they're. I mean, they're living well into their late 90s and stuff, and
They don't have this long line of chemicals. in
Yeah.
it. They're
Right.
just inhaling leaves. Like they're
Yeah.
smoking a campfire is what they're doing.
Did you know big tobacco did not get out of big tobacco? They just started
Vaping.
shifting over to food. No, food.
Oh,
They
food,
bought
really?
all shifted over to all the food companies.
Oh, that's interesting. That makes
Started
sense.
started gobbling them up.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like there are so many conspiracy theories that we can just go down. Like my new thing that I like watching on YouTube is the Y Files. Have you ever checked that out?
Uh-uh.
And it's a guy. Let me pull it up. Uh, the Y Files.
The Y files.
Actually, let me pull up YouTube and go into
Are
the
they
Y Files.
conspiracy theories or are they?
He goes into. I actually learned from him because he's been on Joe Rogan and he's also been on the Sean Ryan show. And those are just a couple that I follow. But when you
Yeah.
look at some of the titles, uh, he just started these like interview ones. But the CIA classified book on the pole shifts, he goes in, he just deep dives on these topics that everyone talks about. So Tesla knew the secret of the Great Pyramids, the Anunnaki, gods from planet Nibiru, human hybrids, Project Anchor. So it just really just goes into a lot of these different um, topics,
Going
and they're
deep on
intriguing,
stuff.
going deep.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if I haven't come across some of this stuff from time to time. I definitely get piques my curiosity on things when these people start digging into. I
Yeah,
mean, there's just a lot of stuff where you're like, okay, well that like you mentioned like Anunnaki. Um, I mean, I've
dude,
never really
it's
dug deep into that, but I'm like, okay, that's some really compelling evidence that you've put together there. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah, he was on the Tucker Carlson show too. So he's been on a lot of big podcasts. I mean, that's as big as you get. Like really,
fairly
he's
mainstream then.
yeah, yeah, fairly mainstream. Has a ton of followers. Um, so switching back into what we typically talk about, how are you doing with your OpenClaw?
I am still just baseline use case. I have not really put any significant time into things. I will say this though, I plugged in. Do you use Slack at all?
I've used Slack before, but
Okay.
I don't use it as of right now.
And this might not be applicable for you. It'll also work with Teams, but I've been using a native. It's not native to the platform, but Victor, um, uh, a separate kind of like it integrates directly into Slack, um, and that has been like one of the most intuitive AI tools that I've used so far. And it's like you can wire it into everything, like Google Docs, your Drive, like connect it to Zoom,
It's called Victor.
Victor. I mean, virtually anything. So, like for example, like I will do like, um, well, like if this could be streaming to YouTube right now, and it could take it and then start to pull it into Slack and then start
It'll
to
review it in real time.
I mean the it's to the point like where it's like whatever you can kind of like conceptualize, like it will you could have it start to go do stuff, and it's like pretty much like one shot. Hey, I'm thinking about this, like go do that. Connected to like for example, so I have like one of the first use cases that I did was like, hey, connected it to high level and pulling in. messages from all of our like support messages from all of our users, categorizing them, reminding team members of like tasks they need to do, like fulfillment or following up with people. But like it's
You
just
turned it
like,
into a
hey,
task manager?
task manager. I mean, that was like the very first like use case that I did and just knocked it out of the park. Um, so like
God,
the
that's
second,
something that a real estate office would really like to use for
oh yeah,
contract management, deadlines, and
yeah. I mean, you can wire it directly up to your CRM, and have it like, hey, here's your task list for the day. Here's their most high priority things that you like need to get done now, type of a thing. Remind you, hey, by the way, this is still outstanding. Like you didn't do this yet. It's still sitting here, or like, so
now
there's
do you have
that.
to
Like,
have does it connect like through Zapier or Make or some sort of other API bridge? No?
no, like it'll like direct connect. You don't need to fuss around with anything. I mean, it, there's some
Like
like
how does it get
common.
past how does it get past your password wall? Like how does it log into how does it know this data
Well,
from high level?
yeah. So I mean, there's common connectors. So I mean, there is like API and stuff. So for
Okay.
like high level, you API into it. But for a lot of things, it's like, um, you know, log into my Google Drive, and it's like giving it permission to connect to it, type of a deal, or like uh whatever their bridge connector is. It's basically just like would you like to, like any other software, it's like, would you like to sign in with your Google type of a
Got it.
deal. And it's like, okay, I want to connect my Zoom, then it'll say, okay,
So
log into Zoom.
could you use your OpenClaw as your assistant and have it log into something that perhaps does not have integration ability through Zapier or Make or some other API bridge? So it can you can have your agent on OpenClaw log in, review a dashboard, extract the data that it needs so it can go and do something else. I mean,
Yes.
theoretically.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It like it could review something, make the dashboard for you, continuously update the dashboard, and then optimize based off of the dashboard that it created.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the possibilities are very broad. So it's like,
I
what
asked
can you?
because I have access to certain dashboards that have, data, and I'm kind of thinking along the
Yeah,
heads of operators of real estate companies. If
yep,
they have like a dashboard that has these datas, these deadlines and such, and they don't have an API bridge, how can they turn this into a project manager bypassing the human?
right, yeah, yeah. I mean, if there's not, if there's not like API or connection, I mean, it's basically like one of those things where you just like tell it what you want it to do, and be like, okay, now go get whatever skills,
Yeah,
find whatever skills that you need so you could do this, this task.
that's
Um,
that's crazy.
it's
It's really cool.
yeah, yeah. I'm
I like how you have your awards just sitting on the ground behind you.
I still have two of them in boxes that are not even out.
That's awesome. Do they just send those
Yeah.
to you if you have applied for them?
They send them. They sent two of them, and then the last couple years they've been trying to drive people to go to the event to get them.
When is their next event?
I think it's in October. I think it
You gonna
does
go?
every
We might. We,
every year.
we, we should probably do
I
that.
kn- I need to. I've never been, so it's
Let's plan on it. It's that far in advance.
I'm
I
down.
think like that far out. I'm open.
Yeah, for
All
sure.
right, let's figure out the date. All right, that puts us at time. So,
Awesome, man.
Luke, Talk to you later. Have a
Enjoy
great
your
week.
Friday.
You too.
Get it.
Bye.